Hey, what's up, everyone? Wanted to jump on here real quick and talk to you about using assignments. Okay. Some folks out there say that assignments don't work. Personally, that has not been my experience. They do work in today's day and age. Okay. It just depends on where the funds are being held. They work very well in court-held funds, I've found. When the funds are being held by a trustee, like a law firm, yeah, not so much. Okay. So you have to know what you're dealing with as far as where your funds are being held, and then that will help you determine what strategy or what deal structure you should use going forward. Okay. Now, also, let's answer the question, why would somebody want to assign their funds? And before we answer that, let's also define what is an assignment. Okay. So an assignment, guys, is a form that someone can sign where they assign their interest or they assign their rights to surplus funds to somebody else. That could be you, could be a company, could be a family member of theirs. It's up to them who they want to assign their rights to, if any. Okay. Now, you're probably thinking, well, that sounds scary. Why would somebody want to do that? Okay. Let me give you a scenario that I encountered today. Somebody called me up. They are aware of being owed surplus funds, but they are concerned because they are on Medicaid. They are getting Medicaid benefits. And apparently, if you're on Medicaid, you can't have any assets, or you can't have your income has to stay below a certain level. Okay. That's how you qualify, because you don't have any assets, you don't have any income, and then you can qualify for Medicaid. So their concern is, hey, I don't want to lose my benefits, but I would like the surplus. How can we do this? Okay. Well, I told them one thing that they can do is they can assign their interest in the funds to somebody else, like my company. Okay. Then we can go and make a claim for them. The check gets made out to our company, and then we can disperse those funds to whoever they designate as their agent. Okay, in this case, it would be a daughter of theirs. So that's a scenario where someone would actually benefit from assigning their interest in surplus funds. Okay, assignments are great to use in certain situations like the one I just mentioned. Okay, it also gives you an extra layer of control. Okay, a lot of people ask, how do you avoid having someone go around you and collecting the surplus on their own? Well, one thing you can do is an assignment. If you get the funds assigned to you, you now are the legal holder of those funds, or you have a legal interest in those funds. Okay, and it makes it very hard if you have that notarized document, that notarized assignment. Makes it very hard for someone to go around you and claim the funds on their own. Okay. Now, again, do I use assignments in all states that I work in? No, I do not. Okay. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, it depends on where the funds are being held. Okay. And so in my experience, I've learned that there are certain areas where assignments are not the best way to go. Okay. And so what do you do if you are not using an assignment? Have an attorney file a claim for you and for your client. Have the attorney receive the funds and then disperse them according to your agreement that you have with your client. Okay, so in that scenario, all you have really is just an agreement, a fee agreement between you and your client. Hand that off to your attorney. Attorney files the claim, gets the money, disperses the funds in accordance with your fee agreement you have with the client. Okay. No assignment needed in that scenario. Little less control, because if a client does go around you and you don't have an assignment, you're going to have to enforce your fee agreement, which ultimately means you're going to have to sue your client. I have never done that personally, even though in my agreement I do have what is called a non-circumvention clause, where there are penalties if somebody goes around me and claims the funds on their own. Honestly, guys, for me, I haven't enforced that personally. I think it's a waste of time. Could you win? Maybe. But what would be the expense and the time, both monetary and time, in trying to enforce your agreement? And is it worth it? it depends on the case. Okay, for me, it hasn't really been worth it, and it hasn't happened often enough for me to warrant going after someone that signed up with me and then went around me. It's happened maybe a small handful of times, okay? And honestly, those people, God bless them, you know, they probably really, really need it. So, yeah, that's it. I hope that helps you kind of answer the question of, do assignments still work in today's day and age? Yes, they do. Whether you use them or not depends on what types of funds you're going after and where the funds are being held. And we also talked about when an assignment could be actually a benefit to the client, okay? And we talked about that Medicaid situation that I encountered today. So, hope that helps. Sorry for the shaky phone. Just doing this in my office while I'm doing some deals, working on some cases, okay? And hope that helps you guys. Talk to you later.